Hello, everyone. Thank you for showing interest in my work. I'm Upma Manral from India, and I'm working at Wildlife Institute of India. I'll be talking about gendered aspects of forest resource use and conservation in a rural community from Western Himalaya. For a long time now, there is an increase in literature that recognizes the role of local communities in maintaining healthy ecosystems. There are numerous examples where indigenous community and indigenous knowledge have been playing a role in maintaining and protecting natural ecosystems across the globe. In Uttarakhand, for example, there is a long history of a tradition of local institutions that have been protecting the forest ecosystems in their surroundings. These forests in Western Himalaya, they form the lifeline of local economy. They are the foundation of integrated livelihood system that has forest, that has agriculture practices and animal husbandry. Now, the forest, they provide resources such as fodder, fuel, wood. Communities take their cattle for grazing inside the forest and other non-timber forest produce such as hill bamboo and leaf litter. Women, they are the main workforce in this livelihood system and they form the backbone of local economy. The study was conducted in Kedarnath Wildlife Sanctuary, one of the largest protected area in the region. The area is known for its rich biodiversity, with Himalayan musk deer being a flagship species. There are 172 villages located in the landscape. Of that, 12 villages are located inside the sanctuary, while rest of the villages are located within 5 kilometers from sanctuary boundary. Inhabitants of these villages are dependent on forest of the sanctuary for various resources for their day-to-day sustenance. A typical village in the area is a cluster of houses surrounded by terrace farms and which in turn is surrounded by forest. There are three resource use systems in the area: forests which are managed by government agencies such as Forest Department, community managed forest, and fodder and other multipurpose tree species in the agroforestry system. Before beginning our study, we conducted secondary data on numerous aspects such as village area, village population, male-female ratio, literacy rate, infrastructure in the village, beneficiary of various government schemes, human-wildlife conflict, and we ran PCA and did cluster analysis. 15 villages were selected based on their location with respect to sanctuary and their elevation. To look at the community participation in forest management, we conducted community discussion, focus group discussions, we conducted household questionnaire surveys and used semi-structured questionnaire with both open and closed-ended questions to conduct our surveys. We also looked at the equity and sustainability of forest products and also quantity from different forest management regime. We also looked at the health of forest. I won't be talking much about the forest resources, the amount, the quantity, how it changed, in different village groups. However, to conclude, the forest phytobiomass, it formed the non-cash component of forest income in the region. And in more than 70% sampled households, women were the main workforce, assisted by adolescent children. They were going to forests, collecting resources, they were working in fields. And however, despite their contribution, the major contribution, the land tenure rights and control of income was rarely with women. Women-headed households were often marginalized in the villages. Now, there were two self-governing local institutions in the region: Gram Panchayat, an age-old traditional local institution, which if registered with government agency, with the forest department, is known as one panchayat, and Mahila Mangal Dal or women welfare groups. Again, a Mahila Mangal Dal might be registered with government. However, that is not the case in most of the villages. Now, both these systems, both these institutions, they form the pillars of local support system and play a crucial role in regional environmental governance. Village forest councils or panchayat is the decision-making body. So leadership is selected by show of hand, and each male member from each family attends the meeting. And in case of Mahila Mangal, it's an action-oriented group, and all the members are women. And again, leadership is selected by show of hand. However, in case of MMT, one woman member from each household attend the meetings of Mahila Mangal. Now, if we look at their responsibilities, Gram Panchayat or one Panchayat is responsible for looking after the community forest and civil land, where fodder plants or other resource plants are there. And most of the time, the community forest is closed throughout the year. And then early winter in November, a date is decided by the leadership of Village Forest Council when the forest will be opened for resource collection. Now, this process is called Upthi, and during those Upthi days, only one head load per family is allowed. In case of Mahila Mangal, women, the group organizes women for managing village trail, resource use trail. They clean the area, they cleared the area of any weed or any shrubs. In some villages, they also organize some drives to chase away primates from agriculture field. Older members of Mahila Mangal Dal are crucial for sensitizing younger generation in sustainable resource use practice about the timing, what species to be extracted at what time, and also not to be, green branches shouldn't be cut for fuel wood. So they were very crucial for mentoring the younger generation. If we look at the management regime, now closed community forests are only opened during Upthi days and were closed throughout the year. In case of open community forest, after 4 or 5 Upthi days during 1 or 2 months of winter, they leave the forest open for 4 to 5 months for livestock to be grazed, and then again forest is closed during monsoon. Sanctuary forest in the area fell victim to the phenomena where, when local community is alienated from the process of managing a natural system which they have been using for generations. So the sanctuary forest is available throughout the year for villages to collect resources. So we did something within 3 to 4 kilometers, and that doesn't represent the whole protected area. However, in that belt, the disturbance was almost similar to open community forest. Regeneration was poor compared to closed community forest. If we look at the impact on the impact of this local governance, then open community forest though provided more resources compared to closed community forests. However, respondents said that the equity and sustainability of resource access is ensured only if the system is closed for longer duration. If we look at the wider impact, so the Village Forest Council played a crucial role in social fencing and cohesion. Also, there is another body called Gram Sabha, which is government recognized in each village throughout the country, and every 5 years elections are held. They receive funds. The leadership receive funds for conducting various developmental activities in the village. So Gram Panchayat leadership support and guides at time the Gram Sabha leadership in taking those decisions. At the end, the practices like rotational lopping, regulated grazing, phytomass extraction, it ensured that forests recovered from anthropogenic pressure. If we look at the impact on women, the region has a long history of out-migration of men for livelihood. This meant that women are left behind to run the show. The representatives of Mahila Mangal Dal, they were invited. The leader was invited in Village Forest Council meetings or other village development related meetings. However, this did not ensure that they were allowed in decision-making process. I once asked an older, a senior representative of a Gram Panchayat, and I asked him, why don't you involve women more because, they are the ones who are doing all these activities. And then he told me that they just make noise. They are the troublemakers. So despite their conservation efforts, despite their role in running the economy, they are often seen as just troublemakers because when they raise voice for what is right. And as villages are receiving more funds for various activities, women's participation or their role in forest conservation is often questioned. There were self-help groups also in the area, which were mainly for livelihood improvement. And we sampled around 82 self-help groups and found that more than 90% members were women. So many promoting self-help promoting agencies, including both government and non-government NGOs, and NGOs, they were targeting women. They were giving them opportunities in skill development and income generation. However, in some cases, the decision whether to join or not was decided by husband, and many women members, they dropped because their husband was not happy with it. There was a disaster in June 2013 in the area, and there were numerous flash floods, landslides across the state of Uttarakhand and neighboring areas of Nepal and Himachal Pradesh. And many long-running self-help groups, they stopped operation after that disaster because the area was majorly hit, and earning members, the men of the family, they were killed during this event. But because of that event also, many NGOs, they started working towards women empowerment in the region. One young girl, I asked her, she was about to complete her schooling, and I asked her, so what are your plans? Are you planning to go for higher education? And she told me, even after higher studies, I will have to go to forest for fodder and fuel wood collection. What difference studying more will bring to me? So she didn't see any future. She didn't think that she can be somebody. So we need to work at this level. We need to work with the younger generation and show them that they can dream, they can aspire to be the change makers. At the end, I would want to say that recognizing their contribution in sustainable society is very important, both by government agencies and various NGOs who are working there, where civil society organization, and by the women themselves. The motto should be catch them young. Younger generations learn faster, whether we want them to learn destructive resource extraction or promote their role in conservation. We need to come out from the culture of head husband or head son. So in case of Gram Sabha, every 5-year elections are held, and every alternate tenure is headed by a woman. And I attended some of the Gram Sabha meeting in few villages, and I saw that these women village heads, they sat silently while the active role is played by either their husband or their son. So they were dealing with government agencies. So we need to come out from there, from that culture. And there was a time when women were seen apt only for desk job. However, today they are patrolling the Himalayas at a height of more than 14,000 feet, and they are taking up challenging roles as change maker. So we need to encourage that. Thank you. Please write to me if you have any questions.